I the only one who really loves the Ohana intro? I love it. Every single time I want to sing on the top of my lungs and just jump into the game.
I have to say, actually, to be honest, speak totally frankly, it's my least favorite intro song.
You serious?
Yeah.
I love it. Well, these are the main. We have our StarCraft 2 match on screen. Bottom right starts the FXO player. It is the Protoss shedding
FXO tear
every now and then.
Yeah.
FXO is hoping that he doesn't have to do so after this game.
They're also hoping that he's going to go on a tear, maybe change his ID afterwards, because he is really important here. They only have 2 players left. He's up against the TSL Zerg, one of many. It is
GSTL Ragnarok.
You hear Ragnarok, and in your mind there's this picture of this guy who is just ripping everything apart like this anime hero, and then you see this kid and he's like just sitting there, leaned back, looking at the screen with his glasses, looking all cute and cuddly. It just doesn't really fit. It's like, yes, this is the killer that we've been talking about.
I'm feeling that. I used to play this game called Golden Sun, which is a really good game. I recommend it for anyone who hasn't played it. You're looking for a new game to play on your handheld. There's a spell called Ragnarok that like has this massive sword comes down and smash into whatever you target, and it's like a huge attack. And see, I was thinking of something similar to you, and I saw that camera shot, and I got the same feel.
Well, he was a monster so far in this team match. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He was able to win 3 games. He was able to win against Choya, against ASD, against the best. He's facing a 4th player.
We talked about how tier is a little bit different, but what he's doing right now is super different. He's going gate with no core into Nexus and chrono boosting out now as Zealot. This type of expand I have never quite seen before. I mean, I've seen players go for Forge in the main base. I've seen players go for a 1 gateway expand with Sentries. I've seen 3 gateway expands with Sentries back in 2010. But this type of expand I have not seen yet.
And this is something that, of course, also Ragnarok will look at and will be like, okay, what exactly is this? What do I have to deal with here? He has the Overlord already in position, and he sees this Zealot heading out, and he's like, okay. But we won't have a Forge, so 6 Zerglings are being built, a bit more than you usually want, but the Zealot has to be really careful, because if he's surrounded, then he dies.
Yeah, and he's going to be fighting away from home. So if he actually loses the Zealot out on the map like that, he may not even kill a single link. Then the links are going to come to his base. There's the Forge. But the thing is, I get why the strategy works, because to overwhelm someone who has this type of defense setup at home with the Zealots, you're going to need a lot of links, and it's still not going to be easy because it sets up the wall anyways. So it's kind of tempting to try to say, well, he doesn't have a cannon, can I try to make something of this? And the answer is no, not really.
The cool thing with it is that you have your tech so much faster.
Yeah, super fast warp gate research.
This is really scary, it's a little bit dangerous, and of course it throws all the timings right out the window. Every single time that you face a Protoss player, you know that with a normal Forge expander, even with a Nexus first into Forge, the normal timings for your Evolution Chamber, for your Roach Warren is roughly around the 7-minute mark. A little bit later it's also quite okay, but with a timing like this is just so much more scary, because there could be just a gateway attack coming your way.
Nice micro here, not a single drone lost.
Really well done, quite impressive by Ragnarok.
The attack that we could potentially see here from Tier will be so fast. He's even taking a 3rd with this, and he's got no gas. If he actually sees, because I don't believe his Zealot did, the 3rd. Okay, no, he actually did see. He may just add a bunch of gateways and do like a 5 or 6 gateway attack really fast with +1. This could be deadly. Obviously, the Roach Warren coming down here because he knows he's going to need it.
At 6:20, exactly what we just talked about. The normal timing for a Roach Warren is roughly around the 7-minute mark. 20 seconds later, still fine. But now he's getting it at 6:20 because he realizes, well, this is way too fast. I have to have the Roach Warren way early if I want to defend against this, especially with the +1 attack upgrade that my opponent is currently chrono boosting. I need to have something on the map to deal with the Zealots. If I only rely on Zerglings, I won't stand a chance.
And he is going for that 5 gateway attack. The probe is golden here. Okay, he saves it. That would have really messed up his timing quite a bit. The probe is on a suicide mission though, and I cannot believe our observer not just show that.
Yeah, it died.
The observer, or the probe. Oh my god, I'm firing legend as well. Let me see this.
Yeah, so the probe dies, he gets it after all. The harvester count is decent for Ragnarok. He, on the other hand, is now looking at 39. And we have a Twilight Council immediately built for Tier. A pretty interesting start here. Creep is being spread, the pylon is built, the roaches on their way. The Zerglings trying to sneak in here. The forward pylon has been spotted.
You might want to make another one? I don't know if you can get both of these up. Okay, the second one is further back than I thought. My bad. The second one has to be cancelled though.
He can still spread creep. If he wants to place down another creep tumor, he could do so right now.
Imagine if the units were warping in right now, because that's what it would be like if he hadn't lost that probe, and now he still has a scary attack coming, but it could have been even worse.
And now, look at the roaches that just pop out in time. He doesn't have speed for the Zerglings, but he is able to travel quite a lot of units here. Really well defended by Ragnarok. The Stalker escapes with 1 hit point.
6 kills on that Stalker. He is the mentor.
Yeah, and right now, what exactly is Tyr going to do? I mean, this attack did not prove to be too useful. He's losing the forward pylons. The timing is very different. Supply block now for the Protoss, whereas we have Ragnarok heading straight into the lair tech. And Tyr looks like he's going to go for a third base. He has his tech kind of ready, going for the robotics. He already has Blink on his way.
He's trying to transition here. Not a lot of damage done with that attack. It was scary, and it could have even been deadly to the third, but he just didn't hit that time because his probe died.
He was just also very well defended by Ragnarok. He built his Roach run at exactly the right time. He played it safe, and he was rewarded for it.
And he targeted on the probe. You know, that was not a coincidence. That was his good play. And oh my, that was... He could have done a lot there. I respect his choice to move back, though. He doesn't really know what's on the other side. You know, the grass is not always green on the other side of that forge cannon.
If there are too many sentries in force fields, then he might just lose his army, and he's well aware of that. So just playing it safe is definitely the right decision here, especially since he's already a little bit ahead.
This attack is really scary as well because there's no speed for the roaches. Ling speed just finished, but the slow roaches off creep like this are going to be... They're going to be cannon fodder for those Stalker blasts.
Yeah, he's trying to fade out force fields, but the big story is, yes, there is a heavy gateway attack, but there are just no immortals, so roaches will suffice here.
Yeah, and he was able to get the rest of his roaches back to creep. Roach speed will finish fairly soon. It's like a third of the way done right now. And this move out also helps him buy time for the infestation pit, which is now finished.
Robotics Bay is the follow-up for Tyr. He's still posturing around on the map. The Nexus is done at the bottom left, so now we have 3 base versus 3 base. A macro hatch is about to finish for Ragnarok, who is looking at a really nice harvest count with 83 up to 55. His economy is just golden here, and he has all his techs lined up. He's running across the map with the roaches. He can definitely poke a little bit. He doesn't even have to commit and take anything down, but just him posturing around will already help. And nearly takes down a Stalker. Well done.
Is not a good place for your Stalkers, but when you have Blink, it doesn't matter. You can blink out, that's what it's for. This 4th hatchery is pretty brave, considering the circumstances, I would say. You know, he's taking the exposed one on the left side that's far away from the street, rather than one that's on the high ground. So, an interesting choice. Not necessarily the worst one, but a bold one, for sure. His Colossi are now on the way, which he is not quite aware of himself. This type of pressure can be great for buying time. I love how he doesn't commit. He just walks up the ramp, and he's really trying to make sure this Protoss army is back at home, not coming down on his 4th.
He's 40 supply ahead, and he now has the Infestors. He needs, of course, also the higher tech, but with the 4th base that he's currently building to the left side, he will definitely start a hive very soon. And this is just all that he needs. A Spire is being thrown down. This is exactly what is necessary now that we have the first Colossus in the game. The double robotics bay is, the double robotics facility is ready. So he needs a few Corruptors, or at least the opportunity to get Corruptors if needed.
Yeah. Hallucination now being researched.
Yeah, he's not committing too much here. He's thinking about it, trying to commit, but then realizes that it's probably a lost cause.
I think when he saw the Colossus, he was like, no, this is just not appropriate anymore.
So many Zergs have died at his 3rd base trying to commit into a choke point.
Now, I think the reason why he's getting hallucination is actually for fake warp prisms. We've seen players do this in the past, and maybe even Tyr who did this first. It was either Tyr or Ace, I'm pretty sure. You make a bunch of fake warp prisms, it's hard to tell which one's the real one when you're harassing. You can also just use it to scout or even hallucinate the Colossi. He's got a lot of options for this.
Gas has been taken to the left side. and there he's also getting another base, so even if one goes down, he will still have the superior gas income. And the bank is just incredible. He's at 2.5k already, and he has 1,000 gas. The Spire is about to finish. He's trying to run in with the Zerglings once more, just posturing, take down a pylon, trying to set up these small attacks in the main base in the natural. There are still Lings heading straight for the main, and he will be able to kill it. Oh, he's trying to take down one of the pylons. He might actually get it.
They'll probably get that.
Yeah. And therefore on Power 3 gateways, ruining the production cycles.
It ruins the production cycle, also keeps the part of his army off of his back. Here comes the Warprism. So far, I haven't seen any hallucination usage, so I'm really curious to see what that may be for later on. Ah. Hallucinate a Phoenix to see what's around.
Here comes the Warprism though, and ooh la la, he needs to be careful. Yeah, no, this is not gonna work. It's cute, but it doesn't work, and the Warprism dies.
As well as the Immortal and a full energy sentry. The second sentry is inside the prism that also died.
This was not successful at all, but it pulls the Zerg units to the top left, whereas Tyr is now attacking the fourth base. The Colossi have to be careful here. There are so many Corruptors, and now the army arrives. He might actually not even be able to take down the fourth. He will lose his entire army here if he's not careful.
And he loses a third Colossus, looks like, as well here.
There's a lot of reinforcements coming in, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The Colossi are gone, the rest of the army is trying to escape. There's not enough energy on the Infestors to use another Fungal, but with all the units that we still have following suit, it doesn't look like Tyr is able to survive this.
This is looking like Ragnarok is just going to continue the trend, man. Knocking down the Nexus. Knock, who's there? 300 minerals back.
And cool. He does not even cancel. He's losing the Nexus. 400 minerals have just been lost. The Hive Tech now about to be completed. Well, needs a couple additional seconds, but still, the bank at 3.5k at 1,500 gas. Wow. Ragnarok is on a roll. This really guy is on fire.
He's like, there's something about his play where he takes the right risks. He knows how to defend the risks that he takes. And now this is going to be game ending. He's going to get all of his units bummed into one group. He blinks out just in time. That was a really close call. And the force fields here are good, but he is delaying the inevitable here. He's down to 70 supply. He's starting to blink back the Stalkers again, but he can only blink back so many times.
We don't even have the Hive Tech with all the additional attacks completed. He's going for the Ultralisk Cavern and the Greater Spire, but it might not even come to it. We have nearly 5,000 minerals now. There are Zealots to the top left that try to take down Harvesters, but just look at this. This is a disaster for FXO.
He even corrupted some of those Stalkers during the fight, making use of his extra Corruptors while they weren't attacking Colossi. And I said this is a disaster. He may actually have to shed his ID down his face in the second here, because Ragnarok is actually finding himself now one win away from eliminating the entire last players. Oh, this hatchery!
Even the hatchery survives. There's just nothing that goes Tyr's way. GG. Wow. Ragnarok. He's just standing there and he's like, okay, who's next? Gumiho? Bring it. Yeah. So right now Tyr is a bit disappointed. I think FXO in general very disappointed about today's match. That's something that they did not expect, and TSL is happy. Coach Lee is just nodding like crazy. He's like, yeah, finally you're able to show it at the studio.
Counter Leonok or Gumiho? I say Gumiho because you don't want to play that many ZVZs that you might have to face when you're the last player, I think.
I say Gumiho as well, also because Lino told me that he is not, that he doesn't want to play today.
Okay.
That he does not think that he said something like, yeah, he's probably not going to come out today. But originally, as far as I know, I talked to Linok earlier, and he said that originally the idea was to send Lucky out as the ace. I'm not quite sure if that's going to happen. I actually think that we are going to see Gumiho now.
I think so because you send a Zerg out, there's too many mirrors that you're going to face.
Yeah.
Like you get that one bad builder that one time or that one bad bailing hit and everything is over. Your entire team lies in ruins as a result. So you got to pull someone in strong, someone who has good endurance. I would argue that Gumiho has some of the best endurance in all of StarCraft 2. Like he is one of the top players. He can come back from losing games like better than anybody.
I don't expect that it's going to be Lucky. I think FXO will change their strategy here. And it is Gumiho.
Yeah.
It is Gumiho. Lucky is not the ace. This team match just did not go the way they expected it to go. Therefore, they changed the strategy. And now we have another Zerg versus Terran with Ragnarok up against Gumiho. And Gumiho has a tough road ahead of him. If he wins here, he still has to face players like Hyun, Symbol, Shine, Hold. There are so many of them. If Ragnarok wins, then he will have all killed FXO, and the entire TSL team is just now, yeah, well, wishing him the best of luck. But right now we are heading into the next break. We are heading into maybe the last break that we have today. We have the GSTL. TSL is up against FXO, and things are looking grim for FXO. Gumiho, the last Terran standing. Will he be able to get a win or two? We'll find out in 5 minutes. See you soon.